Today we are going to continue with surface area and start with surface area of pyramids. So our learning target is that we can calculate the lateral and total surface area of pyramids, of pyramids prisms using a net. So a pyramid is composed of a base and 4 faces. The pyramid is named by the shape of the base, and the pyramid height also known as the slant height is the height of the triangular faces. I'm sorry, not pyramid height. I don't know what I was thinking. It is the lateral face. Okay, so it says label the various parts of each pyramid below the bases, faces, lateral height, then name the shape. So we just talked about the slant height or the lateral height. That is this line right here. Lateral height. Then we have what's called a vertex right here. The triangular part right here is called the face. And then this rectangular part right here is the base. Okay, so let's talk about what type of pyramid this is. That is a rectangular base, and remember our bases tell us what type of prism it is, and so therefore that's the same with the pyramid. So this is a rectangular ran out of room, prism. Okay, so if we look here, this one is our base, and what shape is that? It is a square, so it's a square pyramid, also known as a rectangular pyramid. We don't often have say square pyramid, but the reason why I wrote that is because I want to use A equals S squared for when we do nets. It's just we're going to use A equals S squared, that's why I want to identify it as a square versus a rectangle. So this is our base. And these triangles are our face. And then from the base to the vertex is our lateral height. Or I'm going to label it slant height this time so we know that it has 2 names. Okay. I'm going to press pause, and then you are going to label the next 2, or you press pause rather and label the next 2. Okay, so here are my labels, and these last 2 ended up being a triangular pyramid. So it says, which shapes make up the pyramids above? What is the key characteristic of a pyramid? So the pyramids are made up of what shape is all the faces in all of these? They're all triangles made up of triangle faces and key characteristic is the shape of the base. Why is the shape of the base a key characteristic? because that's what gives the pyramid its name. All right, so moving on. You can press pause if you haven't finished writing. Number 1 says to decompose each net into different figures and then find the area of each figure. So this right here is telling us that they're asking for total surface area. So here we have total surface area. We have our first shape, which is our square. And then our second shape, which is our faces, right? So this is our square, and this is our faces. So area of a square formula is A equals S squared. So let's go ahead and do that one. A equals S squared. I hope that's not too bright. Area equals our side length right here is 7. 7 squared. 7 squared means 7 times 7, which means area equals 49 millimeters squared. So our plug-in was A equals S squared. 7 squared. And your area was 49 millimeters squared. Okay. And then number 2 are the faces. There's 4 faces, 4 of them. What does it mean to have 4 of them? It means we're going to multiply by 4 at the end. Okay, so let's find area, and then we have to multiply by 4. So in area of a triangle, let's go ahead and write that over here. We have A equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals your base right here is 7, and your height is 6. So 7 times 6 divided by 2. So area equals 7 times 6 divided by 2. Area equals 7 times 6 is 42 divided by 2. Half of 42 is 21 millimeters squared. Okay, so that's for one face, and we have 4 of them. So we need to do what this says right here and take 21 and multiply them by 4. 4 times 1 is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, perfect. So we have 49 and we have 84. I'm getting ahead of myself in filling out this. So area equals 21 millimeters squared for the second shape, right? Okay, and then so lastly, we're going to take 84 for the 4 faces, plus 49 for the base. 9 plus 4 is 13. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Okay, so our total surface area here is area equals 133 millimeters squared. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So here it says draw a line connecting each pyramid to the approximate lateral and total surface area. Okay, so we're going to go to number 2. If you don't have room, I don't remember if, no, you don't have room on the back. Go off to the sides for your work, okay? Number 2. Number 2, it looks like we have, here's our base. And then here, if you notice, this slant height is 4. And this slant height is 3. Which means your slant height is 5, which means we have 3 different shapes here. Okay, so let's go with, we have to find lateral. Okay, so to find lateral, we don't need the base. So I'm going to start off with the second shape. Okay, so the second shape, I'm going to just draw it. Has a height of 4 and a base of 6. Okay, so area equals base times height divided by 2. And area equals 6 times 4 divided by 2. Area equals 6 times 4 right here is 24. And then we have to cut that in half to finish the formula. So 24 divided by 2 is 12 feet squared. And I'm just going to stop right there and not do anything but just finding the areas of my faces. Okay, and so then I have my second face, which is a little bit taller, has a height of 5 and a base of 4. So area equals base times height divided by 2. So then we have area equals 5 times 4 divided by 2. So then, of course, our first step according to order of operations is 5 times 4, which is 20, divided by 2. And then 20 divided by 2 is 10 feet squared. Okay, so that's this one. But that is also the same shape as here. So how many of those do we have? We have 2 of them. So that means that I have to take 10 and multiply it by 2. So 10 times 2 is 20. And that is for my 2 faces. 2 triangles. This one is 1 triangle. Okay, and then, so I'm going to have to do the same thing on this one because this is 1 triangle, this is 2 triangles. So 12 times 2 is 24. Awesome. So this is for 2 triangles. So lateral surface area is now adding those 2 numbers together. So 24 plus 20 gives you a lateral. I should have scooted that over. Lateral surface area equals 44 feet squared. Bam, done with that part. Okay, so then you would go over to this part right here, and it says the pyramid is 44 for lateral. So pyramid, I'm just going to put a 2 here. Oops. So we know that this belongs with the 2, right? Okay, so let's go find total. So for total, this is where I get my base involved, right? Total, add in base to lateral. Okay, so your base is that first one we wrote, right? It's that rectangle of a 6 and a 4. So a rectangle's area is A equals base times height. And then your base times height is 6 times 4. And then 6 times 4 is 24 feet squared. So then now we have to take that, your lateral, lat of 44, and your base of 24, and add them together. 4 plus 4 is 8, and 4 plus 2 is 6. And so that is 66 feet squared for your total. Okay, so let's go back. And 68 feet is right here. So I'm going to put a 2 by it and kind of box it so I kind of close it off from the rest. And so this one is done. It's a terrible check. Done. Okay, so then we now need to move to number 3. So if we look here, it only gives us arrangements for a slant height of 6, and a base of 9. So what does that mean? All of these have the same measurement. So you only have one figure on number 3. So go ahead and try number 3 and then complete it and then go on to the second video where it will reveal the answer.